Have you ever sat in class, staring at the blackboard, and imagined a life where you were famous, wealthy, or just somewhere else entirely? That's the starting point for A.R. Barton's Going Places. To master this chapter for your exams, we have to look at how these two specific ideas, adolescent fantasizing and hero worship, drive every choice the characters make. We can map the characters onto a spectrum. On the side of fantasy, we have Sophie and the star athlete Danny Casey. Occupying reality are her friend Janzi, her parents, and her younger brother Derek. Her older brother Jeff sits right in the middle. The story is built on the friction between these two worlds, showing what happens when a vibrant fantasy finally hits the wall of the real world. Sophie and Janzi walk home. Sophie describes a future owning a high-end boutique, a world of elegant dresses and unattainable glamour, despite having no money. When questioned, she claims she'll become a manager, actress, or fashion designer to fund it. Janzi sees reality differently. Because of their social class, both girls are destined for the biscuit factory assembly line. She attempts to ground her friend, pointing out her father can barely make ends meet, let alone fund a boutique. By the time they reach home, Sophie has constructed an alternate life. When Janzi mentions their actual circumstances, Sophie adds another layer to her imaginary career. The boutique fantasy disappears inside her home. This cramped kitchen captures their claustrophobic reality. Dirty plates pile by the sink. Her father sits nearby, covered in grime from physical labor. Her mother works, her delicate apron knot the only thing maintaining a sense of order. This grinding environment is the reason Sophie daydreams so intensely. Her fantasies provide a psychological escape from a world that feels too small to breathe in. This leads Sophie to her older brother, Jeff. He's an apprentice mechanic in a quiet, mature world. Because Jeff is silent, Sophie fills his thoughts with her own desires. She imagines him visiting exotic places, turning his quiet life into a swirling adventure. Pause the video for a moment. Connect the image of that cramped, steamy kitchen to Sophie's obsession with her brother's silence. Why is she so desperate to know what he's thinking? She sees Jeff as her ticket out. In her mind, he is the only person who can carry her away into the wider world. To bridge the gap between her life and the world she wants, Sophie tells a massive lie. She claims she met the famous Irish football star, Danny Casey. Jeff is skeptical, but listens. Her father, however, is immediate and aggressive, warning her that these stories will get her into trouble. The conversation shifts into a football debate. This image of a vintage player mid-kick shows how athletes are idolized as legends. The father defends established legends, while the youth are captivated by new, flashy stars. One looks at record books, the other at posters. The father's aggression is a reaction to a pattern he's seen before. He's already told Sophie that these stories will lead to trouble, and he sees her walking into a real-world disaster she isn't equipped to handle. This sets the stage for the rest of the chapter: a girl who refuses to accept her socioeconomic status, and a family watching her head toward a crash. To prep for your boards, keep this cheat sheet in mind. Sophie represents escapism, Janzi and her father are pragmatic, and Jeff is the silent confidant she uses to fuel her dreams. For a full set of exam-ready notes and key words for Going Places, click the link in the description below. See you in Part 2.